In this video, I'll show you how to use demo trading on Binance. This is where you can practice your trading with paper money. So once you have a Binance account, go to trade up at the top and then demo trading. If you don't have a Binance account, you can sign up for one for free, and then you can use demo trading for free as well. I'll leave a link below. I think they give a bonus for new users via that link. If you need to know how to sign up to Binance and everything else, I'll leave a full tutorial guide for Binance down in the description as well. But we're going to hit demo trading here, and it's going to take us over to what is exactly the same. It's like a copy of the real trading screens, and it's going to give you some paper money and you can go ahead and buy and sell. So what we're going to do is agree to the terms and start demo trading here, and then we can go ahead and trade just like we would on the actual real Binance site. But the money that we get given is, of course, just paper. You can see assets down here just above my head. They give us an amount to trade with, so we can go ahead, buy, sell, and do everything else on Binance Demo Trading. Binance Demo Trading lets us trade in two different markets. One is the spot market here, top left, and then one is futures. And I'll explain the difference between them. Firstly, we'll cover spot trading. Spot trading is where you have some money and you use that money to buy assets. And then if you want to sell those assets, you can sell them back into the money that you have, and that's it. So this is where most people trade, right? This is the cash settled market. If you want to buy some gold or some Bitcoin or any of the other assets here, you swap your money for them and then you can sell them back to the money, or you can actually trade one asset for another asset, right? So let's say I've got Bitcoin and I want to switch it into ETH or Solana or something else. You can do that directly as well. So let's go over the spot trading page here. Firstly, with spot trading, we have the asset pair that we're looking at. So you can see that Binance gives us 5,000 USDT to trade with. USDT is a US dollar stablecoin, so just think of it as US dollars. So we have $5,000 here. Now what you want to do is go and search for trading pairs. So let's say that I want to buy Bitcoin. I can type in BTC, which is the ticker of Bitcoin, and you see all these different trading pairs that Bitcoin trades against. Now we've got USDT, so that's the trading pair that we would go ahead and trade. So we've got USDT. The other side of the trading pair is Bitcoin. So we're buying and selling Bitcoin and USDT. If you had a different type of stablecoin, you'd have to use that trading pair. For example, USDC is another one. We'd have to choose this one if we had USDC. You can also switch from one stablecoin into another. So let's type USDC, and you can see the trading pair here. So I've got USDT, and I'll switch that into the other side of the pair, which is USDC. So you can go ahead and find any assets that you want to trade, and the exchange rate will come up here, right? So this market is not the real market, but it's tracking the market itself. So the real price of Bitcoin USDT is going to be almost exactly the same as what we see here. And this is, just a made up market. It's not real people buying here, but we can go ahead and trade. So what we have here is we have sellers on top and buyers on bottom. And everyone, what they're doing is they're showing their orders to everyone else. And they're saying, hey, I'm a buyer of Bitcoin at this price. The highest bid is this one right here. And then it comes down a little bit, as you can see. And then these are sellers saying, I'm willing to sell Bitcoin at this price. And people higher up are here. This is the order book, so sellers and buyers. And whenever a seller and a buyer meet in the middle, so they actually have the same price for their buy and sell order, that's when two people actually go ahead and trade. And so we can enter this order into this order book as well. Now I'll show you buying and selling and how to input orders. And this is exactly the same in the demo trading and the live market as well. But we have a buy and sell button on the right hand side. What does that mean though? What are we buying and selling? Well, we have a trading pair here of Bitcoin USDT. Bitcoin is the base asset. So think of that as the asset that you're going to be doing things with, right? So if we're buying, that means we're buying Bitcoin. If we're selling, that means we're selling Bitcoin. The other side of the pair we have is dollars. So we're going to buy Bitcoin with dollars, or if we sell Bitcoin to dollars. So let's go with a market order right now. A market order is where you don't choose the price that you pay, but you choose the amount that you spend. So we've got dollars, so we're going to spend some dollars. Let's put $100 in here. And you can see that we've got $5,000. We're going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. Now, we don't know exactly how much Bitcoin we're going to get because the price is changing a little bit. But we know that we're going to spend $100. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this offer right here. This is someone saying, hey, you want my Bitcoin? You can buy it at this price. So we just come in and buy from the cheapest guy on the order book right here. So let's go buy BTC. Now, we're not choosing the price that we trade at. So we're going to trade immediately at this price, whatever it may be, when we press the button, press buy BTC. That's it. You can see below my head that order was filled, and that's it. Order history is right here. That is the trade that we put in, and you can see our trade history. This is certainly what we traded, right? So trade history is what you actually did. You can see all the amounts and everything like that. Order history is when you put an order in. If it trades immediately, then it's going to go into your trade history. Now, you can also put orders in that don't trade immediately because your price is away from the market price. And so that will be in your order history, but if you didn't trade it, it won't be in your trade history. The way that you can put orders in that don't trade immediately is by using limit orders. So what we'll do is go back up to the top, and we're going to be a buyer again, but we're going to choose a limit order. A limit order is where you choose the price that you're willing to trade at. For the most part, if you do this, you're going to be away from the mid price, right? If I'm a buyer and I want to trade immediately, I'll just use a market order and trade here. But if I'm using a limit order, it's because I want to trade at a cheaper price because I'm a buyer. I'm not willing to trade at this price right now, immediately. I want to trade a little bit lower if I can. And so using a limit order, on the buy side, you're going to be below the mid price. So let's choose 77,250. That's my limit. I'm willing to buy at that price. And let's choose an amount here. We can do it in USD again, so $100. Now it's going to work out $100 at this price buys this fraction of a Bitcoin. We trade the price in 1 unit, right? So per 1 unit of Bitcoin, this is the price, but we can trade any fraction of a Bitcoin. It's going to work out to $100. What we're doing here is telling the market, hey, I'm willing to buy Bitcoin, but I'm only willing to trade at 77,250 per unit. Now, because my price is cheaper than other people, right? These people are willing to pay more than me. No one's going to trade with me right now. However, what will happen is my order will go on to the order book right here, and it will wait to trade. So let's go ahead and press buy BTC here. You'll see that I've got an open order now. It's in my order history. And so what this means is that Binance has my order. And if there is a seller willing to trade with me at this price, we'll go ahead and trade. As of right now, there isn't because my bid is too cheap, right? You got other people that are willing to pay way more than me. So my order is in the system and it's open and waiting to trade, but it can't trade right now. And so it's just going to sit there forever until I do something with it. On the right-hand side, you can press the bin icon to cancel the order completely. Or you can edit the price and the amount. So let's go to edit here. Let's put it up to 77,350. And that will have a much higher percentage chance of getting done, right? So press confirm here, and that just edits the price I'm willing to trade at. Now, of course, the amount will obviously change as well because we wanted to spend $100, right? So that's how you edit the order. And if you want to cancel the order on the right-hand side, you can just press that. Now, there are no trading fees exchanged unless you actually exchange assets. So you can do that. That doesn't cost anything. Obviously, we're demo trading, so we don't exchange any real money anyway. Now I'll show you futures trading in Binance demo trading as well. Futures is a completely different product. When we trade spot, what we're doing is just taking money and buying and selling assets and back and forth. With futures, futures are a derivative product of the spot market. With futures, you're not actually trading the assets at all. What you're doing is trading a contract that mimics the price of the underlying spot pair. So again, we're going to trade Bitcoin USD. So you're not trading the asset and you're not exchanging any money for the asset at all. All that you're doing is taking a position. You're taking a trade, long, which is like buying, or short, which is like selling. So you're basically saying, when you get into your trade at this current price, do you think the price is going up or down? And it's as simple as that. If you go long, then you are going to essentially buy and then sell higher to make your profit. If you press short, what you're doing is essentially selling and then buying back lower to make your profit. So you sell high and buy low, but you're selling first. The reason you use futures for this is because in futures, you can actually take a short position or sell without having the asset at all. You can't do that in spot, right? In spot, you need the asset in order to sell it. With futures, because you're trading a synthetic contract, you're just trading the price of the asset and not the asset at all. So long is where you benefit from the price going up. Short is when you benefit from the price going down. You're taking a trade on the price only. The way that you can do this is you need to be able to settle the trade after you open it. So you open a trade and then you close the trade. If you make a profit, great. If you don't, then you have to pay for the loss, right? You made a loss in that trade, so you have to pay for it. The way that you pay for it is through cash, right? So you put an amount of cash on the system, and you can see just above my head, we've got, again, $5,000 here in demo trading. So they've given us $5,000. And that is the cash that we use to pay for potential losses in our trades. And of course, you need to tie up some of that money in the trade so that Binance knows that you can pay for any potential losses. So it's not like we've got $5,000 that we trade. We can basically trade any size that we want. We can do anything that we want as long as we can pay for the potential loss. In futures, the cash that we have in our account is simply there to pay for losses. And because of this, we can use leverage in our trades. Leverage is where you open a certain trade size and then you fund it with less money. The reason being is that we're only worried about paying for potential losses in that trade, and that's it. So up in the top here with futures, you can see the X icon here. This is your leverage. So I'm going to choose 2x leverage. What we're going to do here on the right hand side is go to USDT as well. So we can just figure out how big our trade size is. So let's say that I want to open a $1,000 trade size. We're using 2x leverage, and leverage is the trade size in relation to how much cash you have to fund that position. 2x leverage of a $1,000 trade means that I have to put down half in cash. You can see the cost to me is $500. 500 is my cash, times 2 is my trade size. If I were to get a $10,000 trade, then the cost to me is $5,000. Again, it's 2x leverage. So $5,000 cash, 2x leverage times 2 is $10,000. What we have to focus on here is that the cash is there to pay for potential losses. So because my trade size is bigger than the cash that I have down in that position, it means that the percentage movements are bigger in relation to my cash. So on a $1,000 trade, because I only have $500 cash to fund that position, I can fund a 50% downwards move, right? If I lose 50% of this $1,000, that's $500. So my cash gets wiped out, meaning that I get liquidated because the system, the exchange, will say, look, you don't have any more cash to fund your loss. We're going to trade out of the market right now. You fund the loss, you get out of the trade. They're not going to have a bad debt on their hands. So leverage is trade size in relation to cash. And what you have to figure out here is how much can you lose before you get liquidated? Well, in this case, it is 50% move. If you go to 10x leverage, it's exactly the same calculation now, but of course, we have much more leverage. So our trade size can be exactly the same, but because we're using more leverage, it means we only tie up $100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. Same trade size, less cash down, more leverage. What this means is that we can now only sustain a 10% drawdown in this trade before our $100 cash is wiped out and Binance would liquidate the position. So leverage is really how much volatility can you handle. So what we're going to do is go back to 2x leverage, and I'll show you how to open this. So confirm. We can go long here, so buy long with 2x leverage, do $1,000. Buy long. I'll go through this questionnaire for you just in case you need it. So start quiz here. Which of the following actions should you take when you place an order? There is a maximum size limit for each order. Which action should you take when you receive this type of error message? Keep trying. Keep trying. Divide a large order into several orders. Which of the following descriptions of stock market orders is correct? The executed price is always equal to the trigger price. The order will be executed at market price. That one. The executed price must be greater. It's this one right here. Which of the following description of stop limit order is correct? The order will be placed at the limit price once the price hits the trigger. The limit will definitely, it's this one right here. Which of the following description of profit and loss is correct? I won't lose money. That's not true. Realized P&L after positions are closed is always equal to the unrealized P&L. Realized P&L is calculated based on the opening price and closing price. This one right here. What is the maximum loss that may occur in futures trading? All of the money in my futures wallet. Which coin can be used for margin in coin margin futures? That is the base. When futures position is liquidated, what price is it based on? Probably the mark price. Futures fee includes commissions, liquidation clear fees. Are you aware that after a futures position is liquidated, in addition to the loss of the position, a fee will occur, which may decrease your futures wallet balance to zero? Yes, I am aware. What kind of behavior should I avoid when engaging in futures trading? Strong gambling, obviously. To continue trading on futures, I have understood the rules. Due to network delays, system failures, that may lead to some Service degradation, yes, agree. Okay, submit. So we should be fine. And then we can go ahead and trade. So we'll do the exact same thing. We'll buy long here with 2x leverage. And there you go, we have the order open. So what we have here is a $1,000 trade size. Here's our entry price. Here is our running P&L. So that's how much we're making or losing in the position. And of course, we can go ahead and close this if we want. On the right-hand side here, you can reverse the position. You can add a take profit and stop loss order as well. So let's go ahead and open a take profit and stop loss. A take profit is literally getting out of your trade at a profit. Now, because we're long, we're going to go higher like this. And a stop loss would be to get out of your trade at a loss. Rather than waiting for the position to get liquidated, losing all of our money, or doing it manually, you can say, at some certain price, just get me out of the trade, and you'll take a loss there. So let's say 75 like this. And we can put those orders in, press confirm. What would happen is that these orders would be tied to the long trade that you have here. And essentially these orders would get your order out, it'd clear the order out and basically close the position. This would be at a profit and this would be at a loss. You can confirm that if you want. If you want to close out your positions in futures, come down to this right here. You can close via a market order or a limit order. Again, a limit order is, do you want to get out at some specific price? You can do that if you want. Or if you want to just get out of your trade, press market order here. And that's it, it's out of the trade. So you close that trade, and whatever the running P&L was after fees and everything like that, that's what is returned to your account. If you need a full video guide for Binance and trading spot futures margin and everything else, look at the videos listed in the description. I'll leave the link to sign up for Binance if you don't have an account as well. I think they often give bonuses for new users. I'm James, this is ManZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.